Hi everybody. It feels quite a long day already actually. I left home at about 7:20. So I've had my thermograph scan and this is where I'm at the moment, where the scan was done. It's the College of Naturopathic Medicine near King's Cross. But first of all, I'll just share with you about my journey. I look really tired, don't I? I feel tired. It's been a bit of a stressful journey actually. Those that know me quite well will know that every time I go somewhere, it ends up a bit of an adventure when I'm using public transport. So this is what happened today. I had to get Newton Abbot to King's Cross, to Paddington. So I managed that okay. And then the fun starts with the underground, and I dread the underground so bad. I have no sense of direction whatsoever. All this north, south, district line, circle line, it's just all a bit much for me and overwhelming. So I just find it easy just to ask a staff member. And I should have learnt from what's happened in the past really, but I thought it was a direct line from from Paddington to King's Cross. So I asked a staff member what platform do I need to go on. So down I go into the underground, and they told me to get the Edgware Road train, get off at Edgware Road and get a train to King's Cross. So I'm thinking, I wasn't expecting a train change, oh no. So I got off at Edgware Road, went to the man on the ticket desk and said, where do I get the train for King's Cross? And he said, you go out of the station. I'm thinking, oh no, please. My anxiety level started to come up. So he says, go out of the station, see Marks and Spencer's, and it's just on the left down there. Sorry, somebody's drilling now. Hopefully you can hear me. So I came out, found Marks and Spencer's, and I could just about see an underground sign. So I thought, okay. So I asked these work people who were working in the road there, and they were, yeah, that's the one you need to get to King's Cross. So I get to this station. I've now got about 10 minutes to get to my appointment, and I get to the station and the bloody thing's closed. It's like, oh my God. So now my stress levels have gone right up. And I'm thinking, if I go back to Edgware Road Station, I'm going to be on and off trains, and there's even more potential for me to get lost. So I ended up having to flag a taxi down, and there were no taxis. I'm near King's Cross and there's no taxis. And I'm walking along the road feeling like a lady of the night. So I'm walking along, and thank God a taxi comes along. So I flag this taxi down, and I get in. And I've got my piece of paper. My map, and on the map, I've got the address on the bottom of where I've got to go. So I passed the paper through the window thing to the driver. She pointed to the address, and I said, I need to go here for an appointment. Okay, he said. So I'm sat in the back of the taxi, stuck in all this traffic, thinking, oh my God, how much is this going to cost? But I haven't got any choice. And then when we eventually stop, he pulls up outside King's Cross train station. And I said, no, I'm not meant to go here. I said, it's the address on the paper. And he picks the paper up and he says, oh, I didn't realise. I thought you'd found it on the floor of the taxi as you got in. Honestly, folks, I just sort of think, does this sort of stuff happen to other people? Because it seems to happen to me quite a lot. So I eventually did get to my destination, and I didn't actually realise that it was the College of Naturopathic Medicine, and they do lots of student clinics here for a £5. So if I'd have known that, I'd have booked in and had something else while I was here. So that was my adventures getting here. So I was a quarter of an hour late. Oh my God. So I was so stressed by the time I got here, and I just wanted to burst into tears, and I'm thinking, oh my God, if she can't do my appointment and I've come all this way. Anyway, she was really nice, and I've had my thermograph, so I'll just tell you a bit about how that went. So I've had a full body thermograph, which looks at the inflammation in your body. So I've had a full body scan kindly gifted to me by Mediscan, so I'm so grateful for that. And in particular interest for me, this is all to do with my dental podcast. I'm so sick to death in the UK of problems with your teeth. They're not seen as something that could impact on your physical and mental health, where they bloody well can. And I don't think probably the majority of the UK public actually realise this. So I'm going to be really interested to see what it picks up, because I've got 4 root canal teeth which need to come out, which have at least 6 years of infections in them. And I've seen people, since I started my podcast project last year in particular, I've followed lots of people, particularly in the States, where you actually do have freedom of speech to talk about what you, well, to a point, to talk about health matters, and that includes amalgam and root canals and mercury poisoning and toxicity and mould and parasites, all these things that they were totally alien to me, to be honest, because we don't hear about it here because we're not allowed to talk about it. And I've lost my train of thought now, as usual. So this full body scan, I'm really interested to see. I know what I was going to say now, sorry, I'm going to rewind. There are people who've actually had breast cancer because of a problem with their tooth. So each of your teeth connect. I've told people this before, but if you haven't picked up on one of my videos before on this, each of your teeth, the roots, they're connected directly to your body, of course, they're going into your lymphatic system, your bloodstream, your nervous system, everything. So if you've got something not great going on in one of your teeth, it's going to go around your body and impact another area of your body, whether it's your heart, your liver, your lungs, anything really. And it's quite alarming that this isn't widely talked about here. I've seen people in the States, it's proven that a root canal, one particular tooth, I'm not sure which one it is, actually gave them breast cancer. I mean, what the hell? So the way a thermograph would pick up on that is you'd have inflammation going from your tooth down your neck and into your breast, and that inflammation would be shown on the thermograph as a red colour. But what I'm hearing from somebody else who works in thermography is that ladies are taking thermograph scans to their NHS GPs, saying this has picked up inflammation, and their GPs are not acting on it because it's not a mammogram. And I find that quite disgusting, to be honest. So I've created a little bit more stress for myself with the dental podcast, in that I've tried to seek out companies to help me with certain diagnostic, like I've had done today, because I'm going to be really interested to see if there are changes in my body before and after my dental treatment, and to see if there are any inflammatory markers going from my mouth into my body or up into my head. So for the procedure itself, for those who haven't had one, I've had a full body one, so if it was just a breast scan, you'd have to just strip off from the waist up. So for me, with a full body one, I just strip down to my pants, and I think I was so stressed and rushed when I got here that I didn't have time to feel embarrassed, to be quite honest. And I think as well, when you get to be a woman of a certain age who's had some children, it gets to a point, especially when you live in with an illness of some sort, it gets to the point where you just think, I don't care what I look like, I don't care who looks at me, let's just get on and do what's got to be done. And modesty and that just goes out the window, really. Anyway, it was a nurse that did the scan. So the main thing I found quite difficult as somebody living with the fibromyalgia label is having to hold my arms up for such a long time. So I had to have my arms up like this with my hand on my head. And before the appointment, I was really impressed because you get quite a detailed questionnaire to fill in with a very thorough medical history. You're not allowed to have anything nil by mouth for 3 hours before the appointment. That includes water. You're not allowed to put any deodorant on so that your armpits are sort of free from any blockages and aluminiums, I suppose, and things like that, all the crap they put in those. So yeah, when you get to the room, it's a bit odd, the beginning bit, because I spent about 10 minutes stood in my pants looking at a nurse with my hands on my head while she went through a questionnaire. And the reason for that is you have your arms up and you're stripped off just down to your underwear, is so that your body can adjust to the temperature of the room. So by the time you come to have the thermograph, your body is giving a reflection of where you're at with your body heat. So I was sort of in and out in an hour, which was shorter than what I'd thought it was going to be. And the sun is shining, and I'm going to head back now towards Paddington, find somewhere just to have a bit of lunch because I'm absolutely starving. And I'm meeting one of my Facebook friends this afternoon at Paddington, and we're going to go and have coffee and something to eat. So I'm really looking forward to meeting Amit this afternoon. We've engaged quite a lot online, and it's just really nice to have that human connection, isn't it, away from the keyboard. So that's my adventures so far, folks. I hope you enjoyed hearing about that, and it gave you all a bit of a giggle. So I hope you're having an okay day. So lots of love. Take care.